Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Genevieve Designs. So today we're going to make one of the mini racks from the Crafty Companion. This is a set of templates I did in 2019. I have a whole playlist of how to make all of these things in here. I will link that up here and down below. But here are the little mini racks, and they're not attached, so they're all loose. So we are going to make one. This is the largest one. We are going to make one of these to hold all of our big rolls of tape. Now I have several. Let me show you the other one that I have. Oh, I have this station right here, the workstation onto the right side of me, and then I have one of each of these stations plus this exact station on the left side over here that I work from. So these are for when you're like, they're called Crafty Companions, but when you're working with a, when you're working on a project, you don't need to. When you're working on a project, sometimes it's easier if things are a little bit more organized. You can be a little bit more creative, and you'll have everything easily accessible and you'll be able to see everything. So that's where this whole thing came about, where you could store things, you could use things like, hang on, I'm grabbing something, my phone's just in the way, like the crafty trays. I use these all the time for my ephemera, so I sort things out, and when I'm working on a project I will pull these out and everything will be sorted and I can see it. Something is stuck on the back. Oh, there we go, it was just glue. So then I've been making all of my essentials. So this is what I'm talking about, the ink stations and the garbage bowls, and then I just made, the last video I just did was the corner chomper insert, the bonus stand insert. And now I want to make a matching one to go with all of these that I've made. I want to make a matching one of these. So when I do need big tapes, I'll have one that matches. I don't have to, I could just use this one. This one was actually a prototype I made while I was working on those set of templates, or this set of templates. And I just went and grabbed it so that I could have all of my sizes here on my workspace. But again, I want one that's going to match all of these other things that I've made with all this beautiful paper. So it's really simple, and I had to actually go back. Let me show you. I had to actually go back and watch my original video. Let me see, I think I still have it. Yes, let me mute it. Let me turn my volume down. This is the original video, the Crafty Mini Racks. This was done August 26, 2019. And I had to go back and watch how I made it, how I put it together. Whoops, why won't it turn? Boop. There we go. So I did do that because I know I created this set of templates, but I've created a lot of templates and I have forgotten exactly how I put things together. So that is why I make all these super detailed videos, for myself included, for you guys, so that you can make each thing the exact same way that I do, and so that I can refer back to when I want to make something. I'm gonna make a mini rack. So this is my workbook, and I think I did make this workbook on video in that playlist. So check that playlist out. I think this was the last workbook I actually made on video. I'm not sure. But anyway, so I've got these dividers on here. This says Crafty Cubby, this says Crafty Trays, Crafty Bottom, Crafty Divider, Crafty Top Tray, and then the very back here is Crafty Mini Racks. I'm going to be making the largest one, and I'm going to need some things out of this set of templates. So on the page 1 of the Crafty Mini Racks, this side panel here is the same for no matter what size you're making. So again, I'm making the largest one, so I need that. That's going to be a traceable template. And then I need this large piece here that's on page 2 of the Crafty Mini Racks. So this is the bottom, the base. And then I need the back, which is right here, and the front panel, which is also right here. So I need those pieces for right now, and we're going to trace them onto some chipboard. I have an Amazon list specifically for all of these projects, so I will link that in the description box below for you guys, so that all these things are included in that list. And if not, it will be linked separately down below. So what I'm going to do is, how am I going to do this? I think I'm going to start with, so this is the back. I think I'll start here. And what I'm going to do, wait a minute. No, I'm not going to start there. I'm going to start with this piece because I'm going to try to lay these out on here so that I can kind of trace the whole thing correctly. So I'm going to lay this piece about right here. I think this will work. And this is going to go here. This will go here, and this will go up. Nope, I need to scoot it up just a little bit more. This is a 12 by 12 sheet of medium weight chipboard or 30-point chipboard. I have it linked in the Amazon list down below. So I'm going to, whoops, never fails when I start to record. Weird noises start happening. I think my dog doesn't like me talking to myself. Okay, so first I'm going to trace this out. Let's trace this out. 30 weight, this is 30-point chipboard, medium weight chipboard. And you could, if you have some recycled cereal boxes, you could glue 2 of those together. And with some wet glue, cover the whole piece with wet glue and put another piece on top, burnish it down really good, put some heavy stuff over top of it to cover it and let it dry. And that would be medium weight. So it's about 1/16 of an inch thickness. Oops. I guess I should have put this on here too. Oh no, that makes sense. I couldn't put that on there until I had that on there. So I'm just laying all these pieces out like this. And then I'm going to take this piece and flip it and put it over here on this side like this. And I'm going to trace it. And then this piece is going to go right here, and I'm going to trace it. That seemed very strange. That it's like it got thicker on the end. Okay. If you had a bunch of scraps of chipboard, you could use that too. You don't have to use a piece of 12 by 12. So what I'm going to do, oh, I didn't put a line there. Not that it matters, I can just cut it straight across. So let me just use my ruler here. And I'm going to draw a line. Boop. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I trim it out and then reassemble it, I know which pieces go together correctly. So this is a Score Pal cutting mat. This is a Creative Grids ruler. You use whatever. This one does not have a metal edge on it, but it's thick and it's got grippies. So it doesn't, the ruler doesn't move around when you are cutting. So when you're cutting thicker chipboard, just take several softer, more gentle passes instead of trying to cut through, you know, at one time like you would a piece of paper. So just take your time and make mini passes, and it'll be easier on your hand. It'll make a cleaner cut. Did I tell you this was a Scotch craft knife? I like it because you can knock off the tips in order to make a fresh blade. And I also like it that it's a little bendy so that I can push it up against that ruler and pull down, and it just makes for a cleaner, smoother, straighter cut. Alright, I have them all cut out, and now we're going to put them right back together. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to take some tape, and let's do this part first. I'm going to put 5 and 2 back together. And this is just a helping hand. That's all this is. Okay, and then put 4 on top of there. And then 1 there. And one there. This is my fancy tape dispenser. I forgot to mention it in the last video that I made a video on this. Look how cool that is. Is that not the coolest? Look at how neat that is. Okay, anyway, I have a video on this. I'll link it up here and down below, but I was asked, people were asking questions about it. And then let's burnish this tape down really, 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 really good. Now, I don't have tape that's big enough to cover 12 by 12. So I'm going to grab the 6-inch tape that I have from scrapbook.com. I will link them down below, their tape. And score tape actually makes a big roll too. I'll have that in my Amazon. But this one is most definitely more cost effective than the score tape. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1/2 on the tape here, and then we'll come back and put the other half. Grab one of my sheets from my 8.5 by 11 and let me cut away this excess. Alright, I'm going to flip this over just to make sure. Okay, let's see. Let's do the other side. Now it should be perfect. Oops, got the wrong side there. So I should be able to flip it around this way and match it up this way. Without any overlap. Whoa, my hand's stuck. So hopefully we didn't get too much overlap. Oh, we got a slim little line of bare paper. And burnish. I'm not going to really worry about that little sliver there. Now, in my original video, I used 12 by 12 cardstock, but let me grab a piece of cardstock that I have. So I have a 13 by 19, so I don't know what I've done with all my 12 by 12 cardstocks. But this is 13 by 19 white cardstock. This is 80-pound cardstock, and since I've been printing on a larger scale with my printer, I have all different types of sizes of cardstock. For whatever reason, I don't have 12 by 12 handy. I don't know what's up with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on, take the backing off, and then put it on this white cardstock. I need to change my big garbage bag over here. It's full. This is just one method of constructing. You could, if you wanted to, you could do construction strips instead of covering the whole thing. But I find that this is sturdier. So it's totally up to you. And since I have such a large piece of cardstock, I am going to just stick it down there. Okay. Now I need to refer back to my video. I'm almost 100% certain I remember. Let's see. Those are mats. Like even back then, I was doing the painting with the distress. Come on, do 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 do. I should have put timestamps. Back then, I don't think you could do timestamps. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, all right. Let me pause it there. So what you want to do is, on these two long parts, you want to leave at least 1 inch from the edge. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to cut it here at 1 inch. And I'm going to cut it here. I should have probably turned that around to do at 1 inch. And then I'm going to come over here. You want to leave 1 inch of paper. So I'm going to come over here. Okay, so now I'm going to trim everything else away. Should probably keep this paper because I could use this for some strips. Okay, and then take care to cut this away, but leave that square there. Oh, I don't need the ruler for this. Uh-oh. I guess the ruler does come in handy. It keeps you from doing that. But that's okay. We're going to be wrapping all of the edges anyway, so no worries. Right now, I'm going to go through and fold all these down and burnish. We're kind of like creasing it, giving it a sharp edge everywhere where it's going to bend. Okay, so I think I'm going to add some tape onto this, except I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use the 1 inch tape from Cherry on Top. It's not quite 1 inch, but and that is my right angle tool. Oops. And it's good for bookbinding and tape tearing, obviously. So it helps you, do your corners really good so that you can wrap your corners nicely when you're wrapping the covers of a book. You just kind of lay it on the edge of your chipboard and slice. So, and there's a Etsy shop, and I will link her Etsy shop down below. Alright, let's burnish these. Okay, now I need to decide how I want these to attach. So the bottom two, I want these to attach to the front piece, not the side piece. So I'm going to cut them away from the front piece like this. Cut them away from the front piece like that. And then these I'm going to cut away from the angled pieces. Like this. So they're kind of like loosey-goosey. Then what I'm going to do, look at my garbage pile, it's full. Let me dump it. It's too full. Look at that. Look at, isn't that awesome? Okay. So now what you want to do is you want to take your scissors, cut up at an angle, cut up at an angle, and let's cut a little bit away. Huh. There. I need to clean my scissors, they're gunky. Cut up at an angle, up at an angle, cut just enough to like straighten it out so there's no tape sticking on the other side. Same over here, you want to cut up at an angle and cut up at an angle. Except this time I'm not going to cut down that, whoa, I'm not going to cut down that edge. Cut up, cut up. Just like that. You know what I think I did though? I think I forgot to burnish this. So let me do that really quick. Okay, so do we start with the sides or the front? Let's just take all the backing off and we can go from there. It looks like I've got a little piece that's kind of like sticking out that shouldn't be there. I'll trim that off in just a second after we get it together. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to bring the side piece up to meet that back piece, just like that. Again, you want to see that white there. You don't want to overlap the chipboard, right? And then the front piece is the same way. Bring those pieces up together without overlapping, just like that. So I'm going to burnish those little tabs into place. And now we basically have it constructed. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start wrapping the edges. So I need 1-inch strips. And I think I'm going to use this leftover piece that I have. Which one was the straight edge? Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, I just used my big paper trimmer for this big paper. I think we're only going to need, we may only even need one. Let me measure. I'm pretty sure when I was watching the video, we need about a 6-inch by 1-inch strip. Yes, we need about a 6-inch by 1 inch. So we just need this one. So I'm going to cut one of these. I'm going to cut it down to 12. I'm going to cut it down to 12. Oops, that's kind of off the cutting mat. And I am going to score this down the middle. Actually, I'm not gonna, am I gonna score it? Yeah, I think I better. Yeah, I'm gonna score it. I'm trying to remember how I did it. I know I just watched a little bit of the video, but I didn't watch the whole thing because I wanted to go ahead and get this filmed. Okay. So I'm just gonna burnish it. Give it a good crease. And then I'm gonna put tape on it. So I think I'm gonna use a 1/2 inch tape. This is Cherry on Top's tape. I have it linked down below. It's almost a 1/2 inch. It's a little shy of a 1/2 inch. So the 3/8 inch tape, which is what I like to use a lot, it almost doesn't cover enough for a technique like this. So I'm just going to put one down each tab or side. Burnish that into place. And then I think I'm just going to mark it because it's not crucial. So I'm just going to mark the 6, the 6. Just like that. So I just cut it in half. So 2 6-inch pieces. And I think we're going to start at the side. Okay, I am going to tab one side. Whoa, did you see that fly? It flew right onto my new ink station. Isn't that cute? It's just the cutest. Okay. And let me do this one too, just so I can just keep myself. Oh, did you hear my dog? And what we're going to do is we're going to attach this right along one side here, like that. Probably didn't need to leave the tape backing off on. So we're wrapping these raw edges, and then we're going to come back and do the front and back separately. So this is going to go like this, but hang on, I need to make a cut somewhere. I think I'm going to cut right here. I might even make a, let's see, make a cut this way maybe. Boop. That's the only thing. I probably didn't need to score it unless I make another cut. Okay, hold on, hang on. Maybe I'm on to something here. What if I did it like this? Okay, that might work. I don't like those serrated marks. Did I just do it the right way? Okay. So we could do that. Flip that over and then fold that. Okay, yep. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do because that's what I just did. Alright, I'll talk you through what I just did. I mean, I'll do it again on the other side so you can see what I did. It's so cute. Okay, so on this side, let's just take the backing off of both sides here. Again, I am going to attach this to this long side over here where I'm going to line it up on the edge there. I'm not going to push down because I am going to make some cuts. Well, best way to do it is this way probably. No, I done forgot how I did it. Wow! Let's cut it this way. Like this. And then I'm going to pull this up ever so slightly. Do I want to cut it this way or this way? Let's cut it this way. But don't cut through the score mark, because I think if you wrap this around and see how that's still attached, it's still one piece, then you can fold this down, match that top piece there, fold it down, fold it over, and it's a clean wrap. Okay. Nice. Okay, for the front and the back, what you want to do is you want to measure the width of your mini rack, whatever that happens to be, outside to outside, and then you want to add at least, let's add 1 inch on each side. So this one for me, it ends up being about 6 3/4. So let me write that down. Do I have any scrap paper? Anywhere, right here. So I need 6 3/4 wide. And then for one piece, I need the width of this piece plus an inch. So this will be approximately 2 1/4, I think. So I need a 2 1/4 by 6 3/4. And then the same on the back. So you measure the width and then you add an inch at least. So this one would be about 4 1/2, 4 5/8, 4 1/2, 4 5/8. So 4 5/8 by 6 3/4. So I am going to take and, well, let's just use my 6-inch tape that I've already got. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover a lot of this as best I can. Not a lot. I just need 4, 5, 6, 7 inches of it covered. So I need like 7 by 7. Pretty much. So I'm going to lay this out. Whoa. I'm going to lay this out. And on the short, this is 8 1/2 by 11. I'm just going to cover the whole top of this with tape. If I had a full sheet of adhesive, I actually used my last piece in my last video, I would use that instead, but I don't. So if I do, I can't find it. So we're going to use that, and then since that's only 6, I'm going to have to add one more strip of tape. Across here, and I'm going to use 1 inch, and this is cherry on top tape. Put it right up next there. Where's my little thing? There it is. Alright, then I'm going to burnish. So the first thing is I'm going to cut this to 6 3/4. Move that out of the way. This is my Precision heavy duty paper trimmer. So I'm going to cut this down to 6 3/4. Like that. So there's only just a little sliver of tape there. So then I'm going to turn it and cut it at 4 5/8. 4 5/8 and 2 1/4. Alright, so then I normally don't do this, but I'm going to try to score a 1/2 inch in with this tape already on. It's really not an easy task to do once you've already got tape on. It's best to do it before. So I'm butting up the short side to the top of the scoreboard, and then I am just coming over 1/2 inch from the edge like this. Alright, I'm going to try to start it folding. It's hard with that tape backing and tape on there, but okay. So we're going to do the front end first. And we're gonna have to take all of that tape off. All that tape backing, sorry. Well, maybe if I can get underneath the tape backing. See, I covered the whole thing in my original, so that's why I'm doing it this way now. So then you want to take this and center your crafty tray on that 1/2 inch. Actually, no. Oh, too late now. We're going to center this on there as best you can. And we're going to bring that up like this. And we're going to, oops. So what I'm trying to do here, I think, is we're going to roll this over. And I'm going to burnish those sides there, and I'm going to try to pinch it just a little. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cut. So we're going to cut like a triangle out. And then the same for up here. We're going to cut a triangle. Alright, so I should be able to fold this down like so. Uh-oh, my battery's done. Pull that corner tab off. Fold this over. Pull that corner tab off. And then fold that over. So, oh, I forgot to do the bottoms. Good grief. This is what happens when you don't plan, you guys. I have not planned this at all. I'm just like, I'll just go make it. I'll just make it really quick. I've got the time. Nobody's home. I'm just going to go make it. But that's okay. It's all going to get matted anyway, so it'll be fine. So we're just going to go with the flow. So if you do the same things I do, if you make the same mistakes, well, you know they can be fixed. All right, there's too much extra over here. So again, we're going to just notch out, and we're going to fold. We're going to pull those corner pieces in, and fold that over. See, I kind of like just flying by the seat of my pants sometimes. I kind of like making mistakes with you guys because it just shows you that it's okay. Mistakes happen. I think I'm just going to cut this at an angle. Yep. I might even cut it at a deeper angle. I'm going to fold those little tabs in first, like that. And then I'm going to fold this top part up and around. And then burnish. I can't believe I forgot the bottoms. I'm supposed to do these two too, and this one. Oh no, this one's not, but these two, I'm supposed to do those. So while I'm changing my battery, I'm gonna make another, I think it's gonna be 6 inches. Wrong side. They're gonna be 5.5. 1 inch by 5.5 inch. I'm gonna use that extra strip that I cut off, and I'm gonna prep those really quick, and then I'll be back. Fresh battery. Got my two 5.5 by 1 inch strips prepped and ready to go. Put tape on the back. I scored it, tape on it, and now, and I've mitered the little edges there, notched. One day I'll be able to call that the right, whatever you want to call it. I guess you call it whatever you want to. So I left the tape backing on one side so that I could lay that onto something solid and match it right up. So this part is what's stuck down. So that way I don't have to worry about accidentally sticking it down crooked, although I still do that sometimes too. Okay, so got one side. I got the other side right now. Okay. Now let's do this back portion. All right, again, I'm going to take this tape backing off. Wow. I'm going to center this onto that 1/2 inch piece, even though we now know we don't need a full inch extra overlap. Okay, and what's an easier way to do this, I wonder? Let's see about this. Let's cut away this little tab here. Oh, not cut away. Cut it loose from there. Yeah, I like that. Okay, we're going to do that on this side. All right, so now we got these. Boop, boop. And I'm going to angle them. Like that. So then when we roll this onto its side, it should fold a lot easier. Like this. And it does. Wonderful. That was easier. That was easier than the front. So there you go. Several ways you can wrap. Okay, let me do this side. Oops, this one's not as straight. It's okay. Oh, I see why. There we go. Okay, so then you want to kind of like pinch your corners there, and then you want to cut the little triangle notch at the intersection. Oh, that one came off. And that's okay. All right, let's fold that down, burnish that a little bit, and then fold it in and around. Fold that down, burnish that on top a little bit, in and around. Pull that corner if it's still attached, fold this down, burnish, fold it around. Alright, so now all of the edges are covered and burnished, and now all we need to do is mat everything. So I'm not real concerned about these two front corners because I believe I'm going to put some feet on. So I'm not really concerned about the way that looks right now, because it would have looked better if I'd have wrapped the front after I wrapped this edge. See how much neater this one looks versus this one? I don't know if you really can tell or not. Let me ink it and then maybe you can tell. I'm going to have to ink it anyways, but... So there's that one where we messed up. You see all those bits and pieces everywhere? Right here. Right? But then, look at this one. The one that we did correctly. It's not near as bad. Right? Much neater. Come on, camera, right here. Doop. There we go. See? Much neater versus this other one. So... I am going to ink everything on the outside, and I'm also going to take my Distress ink, wetting that back up, take a water brush, and And I'm going to do these inside pieces here because the mats don't go all the way to the corners. So you can be sloppy about this if you want to. Your mats are going to cover all the rest. I need more water. So I'm going to ink the rest of this and get my mats ready, and then I'll be back. Alright, so I've got all this inked up and I've got all of my mats prepped. And these are my leftover bits from cutting it out. But I wanted to tell you, in the Crafty Mini Racks, on page 3M and 4M, those are the mats for this large one. But they're sized really to fit more on the inside. And I like my outside to be covered more than these would allow. So what I mean by that is, like, if you took this and put it here, it's perfect. It gives you just enough of an edge around and it's perfect. But if you put it out here, it's a little bit smaller than I would like. So I like to use the outside, I like my outside mats to be the same as the templates that you use to cut your chipboard. So I use those that are on page, I use this one for the outside sides. I trace this twice onto this pretty paper. I'll show you in just a second. And then I use these 3 pieces that we use to make our chipboard pieces. I use those for all the different sort of pieces for the outside. But on the inside, I printed off 3M and 4M onto some of my scripty paper, which I will have linked down below. So what I printed off was these pieces. I don't know if that's, I think it might have been this way. Printed that off onto one of my scripty, so I printed the scripty paper first, then printed these off, then I cut them out and I just inked the edge, the white edge, and then I printed the scripty paper and then printed this page on top, cut it out, inked the white edge. So then I printed 2 of this paper. This is from a different shop. I'll have it linked down below. I think it says pretty paper. In all of my links, it just says pretty floral paper or flower paper. Etsy, it's not my Etsy shop, but it's another person's. I have it listed down there. So I printed that off twice, and then I just picked different areas of that paper that I wanted to put on the outside, and I traced it out, cut them out, inked them up, okay? So, yeah, you see how it covers almost all of that? So that's what I wanted. Okay, so I did that for all the outside pieces. Right, there's my 2 side pieces, inked them up. Since I didn't print these out, I had to ink them up a little bit more. But let's go ahead and attach them. I'm going to start with the inside. And I'm going to start with the back, I think. And I'm just going to use some art glitter glue. This was printed onto 80-pound white cardstock, the same cardstock we used to cover this whole thing, and the same cardstock I printed that on as well. So I'm just going to slide that in there just like that. I'm going to take my bone folder and just smooth it out. So I'm really bad about getting glue all over my fingers. Man, I'm really bad about it, so I'm trying to be careful. Alright, so the whole thing is matted. Isn't that cute? So cute. And the tapes do fit in here. So I've got a 2-inch, a 1-inch, a 3/4, and a 5/8 in here right now. But they totally fit in here perfectly. And now I'm going to add the feet. So these are jewelry box feet, and they're the same ones that I've been using. These I got at Amazon. You can also get these at craft stores, if you look in their wood section or in their, whether you can make like a clock kind of section, there's some metal hardware there that you may like, you know, you may use on one of, you may use that you can use on one of these. These feet, they can't be used on my ink stations, but they could, nope, they'd be too tall for these two. These are still too tall, but they're cute. The little mini feet, I wish I had some mini feet. Not that I'm going to use them on here, but my first ink station, or no, my first garbage bowl, I had these little feet on them. They're little Tim Holtz little, aren't they adorable? I love these so much too. I don't think my camera is happy today. Oh, come on. There we go. Look at how cute those are. Okay. So those are cute too, but I'm going to use these, and I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac, and I'm going to add them to the bottom. Actually, I'm going to put these two on, and then I'm going to glue the other two at the same time so they won't slide off. This is why I said it didn't matter about the corner papers being all weird looking, because these feet will cover it. Oh my goodness, did y'all see that? It was like perfect. Hit them just perfect for them to go flying, and hopefully not too far. Okay. I found the other two. All right. I'm going to put glue on both of these really quick. Wow, that's the kind of day it's been. It's kind of week it's been, really. Okay, so. Right, and then these bottom two. Go on like that. See, all of that corner mess is gone. It just completely has disappeared because of these little feet. So you have the luxury of doing it whichever way you want to do it. As you're watching the video and you've seen that I messed that up, you can be like, oh, okay, I'm not going to do it that way, in case you're not putting these pretty little feet on there. And then we're going to let that dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I think they're dry enough. I was going to move my tapes over into my new matching mini rack. So I'm going to put this one back with the coordinating Crafty Companion that this came out of. And now I have a Crafty mini rack to hold my larger tapes that matches my garbage bowl, my ink stations, my small garbage bowl, and my corner chomper stand insert in the large garbage bowl, and my rectangle ink stations, my double rectangle ink station, my universal ink station, and my double universal ink station. So I'm super excited that I've got a full complete set. So I've got all of these cute matching little pieces of functional furniture in my crafty workspace. So I'm super excited. I know it sounds so silly, but I like it. I like it. I like things to be organized, and I like them to be pretty, and I like them to match somewhat a little bit. So yeah, all right, you guys, that's exciting. I'm so excited. I got all of these done. All of these videos are in that same playlist, the Essentials playlist, and that's also linked down below. But you guys are gonna have to let me know what you think, and if you're gonna make one. Also, if you have the Crafty Companion templates, you can also make an ink station and a garbage bowl, which I did do with using the Crafty Companion templates. And if I haven't already, I'll link it up here and down below in the description box. And you can make, you know, 3 things that match together. But yeah, so use what you have. Like if you have this template, you know, use it to make different things that are useful. So this is what it was created for, so that you can use it to help you be creative, to store things, to keep things organized. Now again, I don't always use these larger tapes, so it's not always out, but when it is out, I've now got a place for it to live in my workspace where I can easily access it. Where it's easily accessible? Well, you know what I mean. But anyway, all right, you guys. Be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, boo-boos and all. And subscribe to my channel and ring that bell. Turn that bell notification on so that you'll be notified when I upload a video. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time.